Was already awake when four young explorers stepped onto the crowded sidewalk: Dio, David, Abbel, and Rachel. At first glance, they looked like ordinary people returning from an early morning shift, but the glowing glass capsules they carried told a very different story. Inside each capsule were luminous, otherworldly creatures: neon butterflies, transparent chameleons, and living orbs of soft light. Creatures that did not come from Earth. They had just returned from Xyla, a mysterious planet hidden in another dimension, reachable only through a rare rift in space-time. Their mission had been dangerous, unpredictable, and nearly fatal. Yet somehow, they had succeeded, bringing back the first living organisms ever collected from a parallel world. Dio, bold and always the first to act, looked down at the shifting colors of the transparent chameleon in his capsule. "I still can't believe we made it back," he murmured, half smiling. Beside him, David, the more analytical member of the group, adjusted his glasses and checked the readings on the device attached to his wrist. Gravitational levels are stable. They can survive a few more hours in Earth's atmosphere before we need to recalibrate. Walking behind them, Abbel, her blonde hair catching the sunlight, watched the glowing butterflies flutter within her capsule. It feels strange, seeing them here. Back in Xyla, they look like stars dancing in the forest. Rachel, thoughtful and cautious as always, nodded. What matters is that they're safe, and so are we. Together, they stepped through the towering glass doors of the Institute of Dimensional Research, DNA and Sciences Center, a massive facility dedicated to studying the unknown. Part 1. The Lab of the Impossible. Inside, the lab buzzed with activity. Rows of futuristic tanks held bioluminescent plants, floating organisms, and preserved specimens from various anomalies in spacetime. Blue light glowed from every corner, casting shimmering reflections on the capsules the team carried. David immediately placed his capsule on a scanning table. "We need to monitor their energy patterns. Exposure to Earth's dimensional field might affect them." Abbel gently placed the butterfly container under a hologram projector. "These butterflies change their light patterns based on sound vibrations. In Xyla, they helped guide us through the forest." Rachel set her spherical creature onto a padded platform. It glowed like a miniature sun. "This one doesn't just emit light. It stores heat from Xyla's atmosphere. But here, its energy is fading. We'll need a stabilization chamber." Dio stepped closer, eyes wide. "Think they'll adapt to Earth?" "Only if we're careful. They're fragile. And they came a long way." Scientists gathered around them, amazed, confused, and overwhelmed. No one had ever seen organisms like these. Part 2. The Cryochamber of Ancient Time. The team was guided deeper into the facility. A heavy door slid open, revealing a massive cryochamber. Inside, thick walls of shimmering ice suspended ancient creatures in perfect preservation. A woolly mammoth frozen mid-step. A massive saber-toothed cat, fangs gleaming through the ice. Insects from prehistoric eras preserved as if time itself had frozen. Abel's breath caught. "They're incredible." Dio moved closer, touching the frosted surface. "It's like time stopped." David activated a holographic panel showing energy signatures. "Look at this. The dimensional energy in the ice is almost identical to what we found on Xyla. This means the dimensional rift might have touched Earth millions of years ago." Rachel looked startled. "So, the portal wasn't something new? It might have been opening and closing for ages." The scientists exchanged uneasy glances. The implications were enormous. Part 3. DNA that defied everything. Next, they entered the main DNA analysis hall. Screens lining the walls displaying genetic structures of known Earth species. As the data from Xyla creatures processed, the room fell silent. David's eyes widened. This can't be right." Abbel stepped forward. "What does it say?" "It's not a double helix.
It's a quad helix. 4 intertwined strands, 4 evolutionary paths in a single organism. Rachel leaned closer to the screen, mesmerized. That explains how they change shape, color, even structure. Their bodies adapt instantly because their DNA carries multiple possible forms. Dio stared at his chameleon-like creature. So they're not just alien creatures, they're a whole new category of life. Scientists frantically took notes. This discovery could change biology, evolution, and even medicine forever. Part 4. The Future of Dimensions. With the data collected, the 4 explorers stood together again in the central research hall. Holographic images floated around them: DNA structures, ancient fossils, glowing xylem creatures, and swirling diagrams of dimensional portals. Dio looked at his teammates. So, what happens now? David pushed up his glasses thoughtfully. We need to understand how Xyla's energy interacts with our world. If we stabilize it, we can explore safely. Abbel gently touched the capsule holding her butterflies. And we must protect these creatures. They're not samples, they're living beings. Rachel turned toward the hologram of the dimensional rift. If we learn how to control the portal, we might someday travel to more dimensions, not just Xyla. Dio smiled slightly. Well, sounds like we're nowhere near done. The 4 exchanged determined looks. They knew the truth.